Schwab forward towards Pereiro, but Kik Piri's had a fine game at the back for Heerenveen. He has looked to get in front of his attacker, and he's done so to good effect on a number of occasions. Pereiro, intelligently wide to Gakpo. Gakpo round the outside of Hornkamp, and he responded in that direction as well. Defensively, Jis Hornkamp has been terrific at right back for Heerenveen. Gakpo is the latest to try and get round him and fail. Albeit this time a corner has been won. Schwab is at the near post. De Jong and Hög. Hendricks a little tentative, won the second ball, and then Schwab's been penalised for an arm up. He was the player who was beaten by Michel Vlap for the second goal midway through the first half. PSV thinking about more changes in the last couple of games. The 17-year-old Mohamed Ihataren has had time to influence proceedings. I wonder if Mark Van Bommel is thinking along similar lines today. It's youth to whom he's turned so far in the shape of Gakpo. You'd think Eric Gutierrez on the bench must be itching for a go. Sure, when he signed at the start of the campaign, Gutierrez would have felt he was likely to have a great deal more minutes than he's actually received. Gakpo with Angelino close at hand. Remember, Heerenveen are a side who has not kept a clean sheet at home this season. The only one in the league. Here's Bergwijn. Dumfries has had one goal disallowed in this second half. Piri was in the way again, forcing his fellow defenders to push the line up. Torreiro towards De Jong. Hög on the stretch. Viergever with Rienstra, that particular battle. De Jong is up, but there was nobody in that position by the post from an attacking sense for PSV, looking to gobble up a second ball or a knockdown from the captain. Away by Lammers for Heerenveen, back in by Gakpo rather, and simple enough for Werner Hahn. Bergwijn away from Kobayashi. Bergwijn clipped by Piri, and the yellow card's going to come out here for the young defender. Well, I think referee Camphouse had the card out. Has fouled Rosario, but both players were content to play on. It's Peary spotted with a long ball. Oh, he spotted Johnson. What a pass it was! Dennis Johnson, can he finish? Goodness me! What an opportunity for Heerenveen, and what a chance for the player on loan from Ajax to maybe put the leaders away. But really, what a pass from Kik Peary, the 18-year-old defender. Really, you'll struggle to see a better one anywhere around Europe this whole weekend. You could tell he'd spotted something, and it was the run of Dennis Johnson, Ajax, who did just enough to get free, but not quite enough to squeeze his shot under the crossbar. Well, Jez Hornkamp is struggling here. He was indicating a need for a substitution, and Older Riekerink is not decided upon that yet. Oh, it's gone again. Well, you may well know the feeling. Let's put a big shift in on what is a slightly stickier pitch than your average. It was his home ground last season, Denzel Dumfries. He had a barnstorming season. PSV paid a little over €6 million for him, and it's been money well spent. Hornkamp at right back for Heerenveen today. Hasn't been the regular replacement for Dumfries by any means. It's only his third Eredivisie start today. He's been excellent. Heerenveen down to 10 again. Catherine's corner. De Jong's header, and it floated towards goal, and that allowed Hahn to make the latest save in the second half. Does sound like Jez Hornkamp is going to have to be replaced, and Ibrahim Dresovic might be the player to come on. Swedish defender who's not played yet in the Eredivisie. Signed him during the winter break. It's the last of the 3 changes. He's going to walk all the way across the field. Of course he is. Of course he is. And Joachim Kamphaus is not going to have any of it. Well done, referee, not falling for one of the older tricks in the book. So this is Ibrahim Dresovic, signed from Elfsborg in Sweden during the winter break. Got himself a 3.5-year deal after really only half a season in the Elfsborg first team. Debut for the club for him. He's got a bit of a task on his hands as well. PSV are still thinking about winning this game, not just taking a point away from it. That's the way they have to think. If it stays like this, Ajax could close the gap to 3 points when they take on NAC Breda at home tomorrow. Marlon is coming on for PSV. He's coming on for Daniel Schwab, we hear. It's getting to that stage for PSV. Bergwijn away from Dresevic in a way that he hadn't got away from Hornkamp to that point. Immediately, PSV spotted a possibility down that side. Hatteran hasn't done much wrong since coming on. Here's the change we're talking about. Daniel Marlon has got a little bit of a point to prove himself. Schwab is sacrificed, the centre-back is going off, and the wingman is coming on. So for the last 10 minutes, Marlon, who's a flyer, Bergwijn, who's a flyer, Gakpo, who's a flyer, De Jong, who's the striker, and Ihathren in the number 10 position. Instructions for Gakpo. Not sure he's got room in his socks for any more messages. Instructions for De Jong too. Get in the box and we'll bang it up to you. De Jong's flicked one on towards Marlon. Marlon's fallen behind Gakpo in the pecking order, really. De Jong maybe just moving into a slightly deeper position. Maybe that's the sum total of the message. Jonsson trying to flick it over Dumfries. It wasn't a bad idea, didn't quite pull it off. But he's won the free kick. Dumfries is judged to be the guilty party. Well, PSV rather threw 2 points away at the start of 2019 away to FC Emmen when they were 2-0 up. But last week they played with fire before getting a 2-2 draw, and this week's the same. Is this the day they get the fingers burned? Dennis Jonsson takes. Bergwijn. Well, neither one thing nor the other in the end. It's been a day when the ball has not run for him, literally at times. The bobble that denied him in the first half. Bergwijn shot against the post shortly afterwards when he should have scored, in honesty. Has he signalled here for the VAR to intervene? It's Rienstra on De Jong, and the referee is seemed to me to ask for assistance. We'll clarify. May well be that the referee has just indicated clearly to both sets of players that he's stopping the watch and he's going to be adding on time for the treatment necessary. Heerenveen have made their 3 changes, so if Van Berken can't come back on, won't be a replacement. Lost Steinskas to injury in the first half, the home team. On towards Gakpo, away by Kik Piri, who is certainly one of those young players, I think, whose value has gone up during the course of the evening. Lammers now, a heavy touch. Fans have thrown a ball on the far side, swiftly removed from play. That's not a new tactic over the last season or so. Bergwijn just caught by Daniel Hög. Well, PSV have been so dangerous so late in games. Are they going to find yet another goal in the last 5 minutes? There's Vlap. Beerhaven was recovering. Luc de Jong slipped back in at centre half to cover for his teammate. Does it really feel like a PSV goal is coming at the moment? Hatteren, 3 to aim at. One of them, of course, is de Jong, but was curling towards the goalkeeper. Marlon. Somebody needs to rescue the leaders here. Rienstra got a foot to the ball on 2 occasions. But he's tired, you can see it. Marlon, Hendricks, foul by Kobayashi. I think Hendricks initiated the contact.
Out come Atalanta to a very warm round of applause. This team have shown they are more than capable of matching it with the very best in Italy. And having had the lead right until the one and only minute of added time at the end of the first half, when this man scored a breathtaking goal. Well, Atalanta have a lot to infuse them. The goal from Piontek will have lifted Gattuso and his Milan colleagues.
But I wonder if that goal just had changed his mind about what he was going to do, and whether he just sticks with what happened in that first half. That may be a mistake.
Freuler with the goal for Giampiero Gasparini's team. Three goals, 3 starts. Draws have been quite a regular occurrence in meetings between these two. Atalanta themselves came back twice to draw 2-2 in the reverse fixture in late September. And it was also a draw in the corresponding game here last May, although each team that day finished with 10 men. Atalanta charging forward early on. Testa for Musacchio. And here's Freuler, Atalanta's goal scorer. Papu Gomez looks over his shoulder, sees Sousa, can't find Zapata.
No, he wanted to play a little 1-2. Zapata was trying to make a run in behind. He just wanted a wall pass there. Gomez getting good play right at the start of the second half. It's a ball down that right-hand side, breaking beyond the challenge. Qatar was the player that was struggling to get back. There's the ball I was talking about. Played from distance. Centre-half comes in front of Piontek. On this occasion, Milan have won the ball back in midfield now.
Piontek. Akita. Bakayoko. The referee says the ball was out. With the goal-scoring prowess in this side, that could go on and achieve even more this year. It is a fascinating picture towards the top of the Serie A table right now. The top 2 miles away, then Inter certainly catchable, and a whole clutch of teams all chasing. Here's Freuler to Castagna. There, apart from Donnarumma.
Yeah, Zapata had come to the near post. Perisic, I think, was just nursing down his shoulder over on that far side, so he didn't make any sort of attempt to get in there. Wasn't a good cross from Castagna.
That's been a feature of the game, as we mentioned earlier, about the pressing from Atalanta. The referee played a good advantage there. Makes that third central midfielder when he needs to. There's Castagna. Do leave when Zapata pulls wide like that. Does leave a big gap in the middle. See where Ilicic likes to drop deep. Zapata glancing it past Romagnoli. Oh, wicked ball across. Ilicic almost arriving in the nick of time, but on the edge of their seats at that point. Yoko takes a tumble. It's told to get up by Pasqua.
Here's where Palomino gets whacked there. Piontek went for the challenge with Palomino. Palomino stayed down. But both players are going for the ball. Both have got their leg up high. He just gets there first. Palomino takes a whack from Piontek. Don't think there was any intent from the centre forward.
Might as well warm up some of the substitutes along the way. And there are plenty of connections, of course, between these two clubs. I mentioned Kessie, there's Conti, there's Montalivo. Ilicic. He's shown how he can unlock a defence. Yoko stabs it partially away. Gomez. Freuler. Giving it to Daron this time. Atabor's wide. He's just looking for the pass to pick out Zapata, I think, but there wasn't an awful lot of movement ahead of him. Ilicic. Very clever player. However left-footed, if it's good enough, that's all that matters. Here he is doing some damage again, Atabor. Castagna didn't even bother to challenge that one.
Not the best cross when the goalkeeper you're up against is about 6'8". That's a dangerous ball. Fighting the challenge to come in from Suso. Sane also involved.
There have been a few errors in passing from Milan especially, but going up against a team that's pressing you all the time, it's much more understandable. You have to keep your cool. Suso. Piontek. Calabria joining in now. Sakio. Suso. Palomino recovers.
There's that battle again. Palomino, the left-sided centre-half, stepping out to come up against Suso. He's not worried about what's in behind him. He's going to go and press the ball. He's done that well throughout the game. Tough job he's been asked to do, Palomino.
Connections. Bonaventura scored twice in Milan's last win here in Serie A, May 2015, nearly 4 years ago now. There's another weak one from Kessie. Ilicic. Little ripple of electricity when he's on the ball. He's making things happen for Atalanta.
He fancied his chances there up against Rodriguez.
Saying earlier, when Zapata pulls left and Ilicic right, there's quite a big gap that Atalanta leave in the central striking area. They could do with a Piontek through there, couldn't they?
Yeah, when that does take place, they don't cross the ball, they try and play round the front, switch the play, and then they adjust their positions.
Castagna. He's got the option of Gomez. Every bit of it. Here's the road. And Ilicic with the ball wide of him. Çalhanoğlu guarding against coming in on his left, but gets the return from Zapata.
Good combination again. Ilicic keeps finding space. They keep backing off of him. He keeps running with the ball.
And it's that pressing play which has won it back for Atalanta. Gomez tries the long-range curler to no avail.
That's what you're talking about. Palomino stepping out, nicks the ball off Suso. Not a great shot from Gomez. Let's see what he's trying to do. Wrap his foot round it, bend it into that far corner. Yeah, that's what I needed to do.
President Antonio Picassi is an entrepreneur in the retail business. He's got a stake in a huge new shopping centre in Milan. His business interests. Çalhanoğlu to Rodriguez. Look at Piontek moving in the box there to try and open up the gap. Çalhanoğlu! What a hit! Oh, where did that come from?
Well, totally against the run of play. Standing foot off the ground, it bends away from the goalkeeper. Çalhanoğlu with a brilliant strike. Seemed to gain pace as it flew through the air. It's hardly been in the game, but he puts Milan 2-1 up here.
And the celebrations all the sweeter for those on high and those down below. It's his first since May of last year against Fiorentina in Serie A, and it's a beaut.
I'm not sure the Atalanta fans can believe what's happening here. Dominated the game, they've looked the better side, created chances, they've pressed the ball really well. A couple of brilliant goals from Milan out of nothing, really. Been the story under Gattuso. Even when they haven't played well, they've found those battling qualities, made things happen at the right moments.
Paquetá, Bakayoko, and here they go again. Piontek, closed down by Palomino, and he was working the angle.
He worked it very well to start with. Here's the goal again, not a great clearance. He's the only player that reacts on the edge of the box. The first touch just sets itself up. Çalhanoğlu is a brilliant striker of the ball, as he showed there.
Well, Romagnoli's scored a couple of tellers this season. Çalhanoğlu whips it over. Oh, goodness me. The 3 goals have all been top draw, but Milan's 2 especially. And the reaction prompted. Played into the area for Piontek to go and retrieve. Now Paquetá. Trying to find that little diagonal for Suso. Well, what do you do if you're Gasparini? You've got to make a change. You've got to just shake it up somehow.
He's going to shake it up with personal. I don't think he needs to change the shape because his team have been in control of the game. They've created chances. You think another one will come, another couple will come. He's made the change here.
Interestingly, Gomez, who gives up the captain's armbands, being replaced here by Kulusevski.
I think that his captain was just getting a little bit tired. So it's a straight swap. He's going to play in exactly the same role.
His birthday yesterday, must feel quite a while ago right now. But Kulusevski, the 18-year-old born in Stockholm, joined Atalanta's under-17 setup originally. This is just his second substitute appearance in Serie A.
It's a big call, isn't it, from Gasperini, sending him on, playing him in that all-important role in behind the two main strikers, and taking off his captain, his playmaker. Has he done it a fraction too early, I wonder?
All over the back there of Suso.
He wouldn't have been very pleased with his clearance, which went straight to Çalhanoğlu.
Milan have won a corner. The man who's put them in front, and Çalhanoğlu, with this absolute belter.
Well, once he got to the ball first and took that first touch, there's nothing really that Atalanta could do about it. The player that cleared the ball, not particularly well, could close him down a bit quicker. That's a ball, but it wasn't going to change the situation.
Half an hour to go. Oh, it's a third! And Piontek has his second of the match. Three starts, 4 goals. What an impact.
Well, we talked about him scoring goals of all kinds. Here, he just attacks the ball. He beats the big Zapata to it. Great header. Look how many Atalanta players are in and around it, and there's some big defenders in there. But he wanted it more than Zapata. He wanted it more than the goalkeeper, Berisha. A really good striker's goal. The first one with movement and a flick, that one with just determination and spring in his legs. They've got a top-class striker, Milan.
35 million seems a small price to pay right now for someone with his undoubted qualities.
Leonardo sort of thinking what a good job he's done bringing him in.
Well, he's given Milan a focus that Higuain tried to do before, and he's had that little bit more of an edge, and the sort of form we're seeing here is just as he started with Genoa.
He's certainly got more pace and energy than Higuain. Higuain, I think, is a very clever footballer with his movement, and he's playing for a good side when they get feeding in the ball, as Juventus have done in the past, as Napoli did. Milan couldn't quite find Higuain in the same sort of frequency. But Piontek has made 2 goals out of nothing, really.
Yeah, fabulous contribution from Christoph Piontek. Plucked from relative obscurity. Genoa president, who's been a little bit trigger-happy at times, it has to be said. And he's got an eye for a good striker, clearly. Kulusevski. Well, Kulusevski brought on at 2-1. As you were saying earlier, they've Not really done much wrong, Atalanta. They've played so well, they've dominated the play for large chunks of this 63 minutes so far. And here's the man who got the opener, Freuler. Jalanolu. Piontek.
The youngster struggling. There's the ball came to him. Another good run from Milicic. I just wonder if Gasperini panicked a little bit too quickly. Send on the youngster and taking off Gomez. They were still, even though it was 2-1, Milan had just made it 2-1, they were still in control of the actual play, not the scoreline.
Well, there's another change. Atavo being withdrawn. Gosens coming on in his place. It should be a straight swap down the flank. And here's the goal from Piontek, attacking that delivery.
And he gets across the front of Zapata, who doesn't defend it well enough. He's got to be marking the other side. And the players in front of Piontek should deal with it, as should the goalkeeper. If he's going to come, he's got to win the ball in the air. It was a half-hearted effort from Berisha, but take nothing away from Piontek. That was a brilliant header from him.
And the Pistolero's celebrations to boot. One slight change here. Castagna now with the arrival of Gosens switching to the right. Here he is. To Lloyd. Home fans getting anxious now. You can feel it, can't you?
Well, they can't believe that they are losing the game 3-1. They're applauding their team, cheering every challenge, every time they won the ball back. Every time Milan gave it away, they thought their side were going to go on and win this game.
Gosens to Freuler. Kulishevsky. Muscled off it all too easily. Just the physicality of Bakayoko.
Jerome's saying that he went down a bit too easy. It didn't seem to be too much contact.
Tremendous turnaround it's been by Milan. As on paper, and indeed for much of the match, has looked rather like a potential banana skin of a match. But they've weathered this Atalanta pressure, and they've scored some brilliant goals.
How much easier it is to play when you're 3-1 up. Suddenly they look more confident on the ball. The press in from Atalanta is a bit disjointed. Now Cutrone's going to come on for Piontek.
Well, no chance of a hat-trick. 32 goals in 65 appearances for Cracovia. Snapped up by Genoa for £3.5 million. 10 times the value come January. But 4 goals in 3 starts show that every cent has been well spent. Cutrone then on for Piontek with a quarter of the match to play.
He'll certainly run around Cutrone. Has he got the quality of Piontek? From what I've seen, probably not at the moment.
We talked about great comebacks in this fixture in years gone by. certainly have to dig deep and summon all their reserves. But, you know, 2 goals, 22 minutes, still very doable. They did it against Roma. That was 3-0.
You started the show by saying they've recovered from losing positions. They've got great powers of recovery. I talk about their belief in the tactics, the belief in the manager. That's why they can come back. Not sure I'm seeing it at the moment.
Kulishevsky. Toloy. Ilicic. It's into the side netting. Donnarumma again at full stretch.
That's the position that Ilicic has taken up for most of the evening. Just coming short of Rodriguez, getting in behind the midfield players of Milan, running with the ball. On occasion he chose to shoot early.
And there's Cutrone. Having joined in January already with more league goals than Cutrone this season. So a shot from Castagna into the midriff of Donnarumma.
As you said, he's changed to that right-hand side now because Castagna on his left foot struck it actually quite well, straight at Donnarumma. Goes between one or two players.
Obstructed. Looked like he brought it down with his arm initially.
Yeah, I think Freuler knew what he was doing. Just stood in his way.
Suso. From 1 down to 3-1 up.
Strange one, because if you actually said to me who's played well for Milan as an individual, there wouldn't be too many players that you said have had good games. Piontek obviously with his goals. The two centre-halves have done a decent enough job as well. That's about it. Yeah, well read again. Romagnoli stepping across.
Has come forward, but Ilicic disregarding him for the time being. Say Romagnoli, Musacchio have kept the likes of Zapata and, well, maybe not Ilicic so much, but Zapata's certainly been more subdued.
Maybe that's the mark of a team that are getting better and better. They're not played particularly well. They've been outplayed in several areas of the pitch, but they've hung on in there, scored goals at good times, brilliant goals as well.
Say Romagnoli and Castagna. The likes of Zapata try and hurdle Rodriguez. Well, maybe not Ilicic so much, but Zapata's certainly been Ilicic. Toloy. Kulishevsky. Freuler. Yeah, they haven't quite got the same rhythm, have they, Atalanta now?
I'd like to know why Gomez was brought off, whether he was just struggling physically, He had an injury. Didn't take a goal down. That's all they were at the time. One goal down. Still dominating the play. He's been one of your key playmakers. It's a strange decision to take him off and put an 18-year-old on that's got to get himself involved in the game.
Kulusevski, who replaced Gomez, now Freuler. Zapata's lurking. Sakio screening it back for Donnarumma.
Good play from Donnarumma, along with Musakio. Had to make it his. It looked as though Zapata might just nick it away from them.
Paquetá could be in here for Milan. Toloi. Little touch from him that puts it off his compatriot. Nice to see that little bit of good sportsmanship between Donnarumma and Zapata, mutual appreciation. Rafael Toloi, Kulusevski.
It's tough on the youngster.
To come into Castagna. Well, for once there was a bit of clear daylight between Castagna and Donnarumma, and he didn't really make it count enough.
That's the second occasion now. He picks the ball up in that similar area, hits it with his left foot. Again, he starts it too close to the goalkeeper. There's the man of the moment for Milan.
He had a perfect start, didn't he, to his Genoa career. And well, he's had the perfect start with Milan too. Some players take months and months to settle. Not Christoph Piontek. In Polish, by the way, means Friday. Well, Zapata couldn't receive it from Rafael Toloi. He knew he'd be potentially in an offside position.
Have you got any more words of wisdom?
No. So Suso coming off, Castillejo coming on.
He had a tough game, didn't he, Suso? Had that one cross in the first half that he played in when he had a bit of time. He was up against Stania on that occasion and bent the ball in for Kessie to head past the post. But in the main, he was put under a lot of pressure by Palomino, who had a good game against him.
Maybe the other thing I've been thinking about down on the Milan bench, I'm sure they have, is that in terms of how things could go wrong from this position, Suso was on a yellow card. So the slate is clean for everybody out there now. Admittedly, they'll miss him against Empoli, but chance to give Castillejo a run out here.
Paquetá is the other player that he wanted to make a change, he might bring off.
Well, such has been Duvan Zapata's evening that he's off too. And fresh legs, Moussa Barrow coming on for the last 13 minutes plus. 15 goals in 10 for Zapata. And you talk about in-form strikers. We've seen two of them today.
Did a lot of good things in the first half. Zapata outside the box without actually getting too many opportunities. The other one didn't really get involved in the game in the first half. In the second half, just at the end of the first half, start of the second half, he showed his true quality. Echo took a whack there. I don't think it was too much intent.
I think another thing, Stuart, is when you talk about strikers, you talk about statistics and goal scoring. When it comes down to it, Piontek has done it in one of the really important matches of the season as well, and that can sometimes define a striker's career.
You just pick up on the 2 goals. We've spoken about it before, but the first one, his movement was magnificent. I was watching him as the ball went to Rodriguez, because I knew Rodriguez would be playing him in the ball. The way he worked for his space, initially in behind the centre-half, then got it back across the front end. Does he do anything here? Does he elbow him on purpose? I'm not sure he does. The youngster, Zevski, caught Bakayoko. And the second goal, he just shows great determination. He wanted it more than the 4 or 5 defenders that were in that 6-yard box, more than the goalkeeper. He actually jumped above the ball and headed it down.
If you were picking your favourite of the 3 Milan goals, which would it be?
I would pick the first one, because it was the movement, the understanding of Rodriguez as well. As soon as he got the ball, I'm going to be looking for you. I know the runs you've made, and I'm going to play the ball in there for you.
Yeah, perhaps the toughest technically to execute that one. But take nothing away from Çalhanoğlu. Brilliant goal from him too. Gosens with a cutback here for Atalanta. Palomino now. A little over 10 minutes plus any time to be added. And here's Kulusevski. And the youngster really would have made a name for himself there.
It's a good cross. Ilicic jumps early and wins it against Rodriguez. He's a bit unfortunate that he hits it straight at the goalkeeper. This could go anywhere. See how the 2 defenders come out with their hands behind their back.
Çalhanoğlu. Kessie. Great determination for Atalanta to try and get the ball back, but they've run it out of play.
Well, he's calmed himself down in the second half, Kessie. He was losing his temper because things weren't going Milan's way at the end of that first half. Got involved with Gomez.
We were saying earlier about Higuain against Juve. There is a thing when you play your parent club, perhaps sometimes that adds a little bit of spice.
Not just your parent club, sometimes your old club as well. Depends what terms you left on. Certainly didn't have chance with the first 2 goals, Berisha, but could have done a lot better with the set play.
And you really do get a sense of change in the mood and the focus really of Atalanta since the change with Gomez, since that 3rd goal for Milan.